If you watched my video from the other day, I talked about people spending thousands upon thousands of dollars over sticker and getting burnt left and right trying to offload their last call HEMI V8 Dodge cars. And with the next generation of HEMI powered vehicles about to be unleashed by Mopar Jesus, what is Dodge's official stance when it comes to dealers and the markups that those vehicles are about to receive? Will they do anything about it? Will they strip dealers of cars? Will they strip dealers allocations? Will they reallocate cars? Well, what if I told you I asked Dodge CEO Matt McAlear all these questions and he gave me to answer all of those, and we're going to talk about them right now. Okay, I'm over 51,000 friends, and the 56% of you guys who are watching and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, markups are the one thing that really, truly pisses me off because it can be one of the biggest factors between you and your dream car. You can work as hard as possible, you can save as much money as possible, and it still does not matter if some millionaire who owns a dealership and stuff wants to impose hundreds of thousands of dollars in markups on your dream vehicle. And in some cases, and some of these situations with these Demon 170s, they'll take the highest bidder who want one of these cars, and you're basically SOL. So it don't matter whether or not you dreaming for a Hellcat or Redeye or Demon 170, Black Ghost, heck, even a Raptor R or Corvette 01, whatever. These dealers hold these expensive vehicles hostage, and a lot of times pricing out people in the middle class who work so hard to get these vehicles, and it seems the automakers are powerless to do anything against the dealers who give these brands bad names. But last year, me, TK's Garage, and Osa Motivator, and plenty of other YouTube creators, we all banded together to shame those dealers who play games with customers, leading to people being fired, markups being dropped, and some rights being wrong, and some people getting cars at MSRP or under MSRP, depending on whether or not we helped you guys out with a Demon 170. And I'll say this once again, for all those in the back, that once these HEMI powered vehicles come back out, I'm gonna say this again, please be respectful dealers and don't do this whole markup nonsense, right? Please believe we will shame y'all dealers all over again, all across the internet, and cost you guys hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit all over again. Because if you guys remember from January of last year, there was a lot of BS and shaming that we did, and a lot of people ended out pretty good. And if you take this picture for indication and stuff, I just happen to know the right people in the right places. So I'm just saying. So dealers, be fair, because all of us who shamed dealers last year, we all have way bigger channels than we did. Because by this time last year, my channel only had about 20-some thousand subscribers. And you see, I'm right at the point where I got about 50,000 subscribers and stuff. So just a friendly reminder that we're a lot bigger than we was last year. But for this particular video, the question is, what would Dodge do against dealers who mark up their vehicles? And this is a question that I asked Dodge CEO Matt McAlear when I was invited to Roadkill Nights this past year. He tells everything we need to know about what will happen with markups, and he talks about it right now.
Is there anything, I know it's hard for you guys, the dealers, franchise laws, everything else, but anything you can do with the mark? I mean, are they going to be throttled at all in the markups, or is it just?
These are not limited. We are, we're doing everything we can to take as many orders as we can and potentially add a third shift back at Windsor if the demand's there. There's nothing we would like more than to, build as many as we can.
Because if you can at least, I won't say flood the market, put enough into the market, the dealers won't be able to strangle us with big markups again.
No, we don't encourage that, and we don't endorse that. And from an allocation standpoint, it's always based on a turn and earn. So if they're marking them up and they're not turning them, and the consumers are going to the dealers that aren't marking them up, that dealer's going to earn more of them.
Yeah. But there's nothing you guys can do about it from the manufacturer.
Their customers.
So you've seen that and you heard it. If you listen for that logic from Matt McAlear, the CEO of Dodge, if you stop paying markups, if you stop going to your dealers, putting all this extra money down, and start buying actual vehicles from dealers that don't mark the vehicles up, those dealers who don't do markups, they're going to get more of those units. The other ones are going to have these units sit there and that these vehicles that they got marked up are going to sit there and rot on their lots until they find either someone goofy enough to spend over sticker for some of these cars, or they go and cave in and drop the markup and sell the car to somebody. But this right here should be a prime example to stop paying markups on vehicles. Dodge can't necessarily do anything from the manufacturer standpoint legally to stop dealers from doing this, but you can do something about this and stop dealers from doing this crap if you just stop buying from those dealers. Go buy from another one, because it's like the crazy thing is these dealers who put like 10, 15, 20, $30,000 over sticker on a car, you can literally go buy a car out of state, go fly in, drive the car back home, or go and basically do all paperwork out of state and get the car shipped and still save money compared to spending 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 on a dealer right there, right? And then even if there's like a warranty issue, not like the dealer can't or you know, can't be like, oh well, you didn't buy from us, so we can't service this vehicle and stuff. Literally every vehicle that I've bought over the past 5 years has been out of state. My Hellcat, out of state. I had a white Challenger RT. I bought that in Boston, moved it down to North Carolina. My Hellcat, bought it in Denver, moved to North Carolina. My Demon 170, I bought it in Texas, brought back to North Carolina and stuff, right? My TRX, I bought it in Ohio, I brought it back to North Carolina. I do not buy vehicles in North Carolina because a lot of these dealers around here play a lot of markup games. And so I'm not gonna support them by buying those vehicles from them and stuff. I'm gonna support those vehicles staying on their lots and rotting. So we're gonna get into more things about the markups right now.
Here for you guys, if they think you can. They think it's your fault they're doing, you guys can't. I understand that.
We don't endorse it. We work with the dealer body and ask them not to. But at the end of the day, they're independent franchise-owned dealers, and each one of them is allowed to make their own decisions based on their market. But yeah, absolutely, it's not something we endorse, that we favor, that we encourage. And we would just soon everything went out for MSRP and everybody was happy.
Yep, awesome.
And you seen that and you heard that. Really, it is up to each and every one of you guys whether or not you're gonna face markups or not. If a dealer has one of these cars held hostage, do not buy from them. We about to have an onslaught of a bunch of HEMI power vehicles in the next, I would say after this lame duck year, probably 1 to 2 years, we're gonna see so many HEMI products and stuff that these dealers are gonna try to play these markup nonsense games and jack up the prices on a bunch of them. So if they do that crap, just be patient and go find another dealer, right? From based on what Matt McAlear was saying, they're not gonna really try to limit really any vehicle. If a customer wants it, and I'm hoping this stands for like other vehicles like that has like, you know, Hellcats, Redeyes, Elephants in there. If a customer wants it, they will build it. They won't try to limit it and stuff because they don't have the same nonsense going on with cafe fines. Because if a vehicle has such bad emissions and such terrible fuel economy, it was very detrimental to their cafe standards and stuff. And since their fine is set to 0, I'm hoping that this is going to be a case that vehicles will not be limited, right? So if that is the case, do not do that FOMO nonsense, that fear of missing out, and just go and spend 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000, $100,000 in some cases with these D170s and bite the bullet and spend that much money, right? A lot of these guys who spent $100,000 over stickers, $150,000 over stickers and stuff, all those guys are literally paying the price for spending that much money for what they believe was the last call of basically the HEMI engine and stuff. We're about to see an onslaught of 392s, Hellcats, probably Redeyes, probably Elephants, probably 426s and stuff. And you got at least a good 4 years of great emissions, and this nonsense of this cafe standard stuff is probably not even going to basically register on the actual, you know, stuff we got to worry about. And then if another, let's just say, red administration comes into office in 2028, you're talking about at least another 4 years of being able to have these HEMI power vehicles and stuff. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some 426s, so we might have like almost a decade of these great HEMI power vehicles before the emissions, all that nonsense come back. So I'm hoping that you guys literally just go, be patient, don't do that FOMO nonsense, and just take your time and find a dealer who is not playing markup games. So that's basically what I just want to talk about in this video right here. really markers are up to us. If you see it, ignore it, find somewhere else, take your money somewhere else. Let the dealers who are playing at markup games fool these daggone fools who are basically spending all this extra money of a sticker and getting burnt left and right. Because I showed you guys these other videos, people spent $100,000 on D170s, they got burnt $100,000. Hell, sometimes even more money in that case. People spent 150 grand on these Hellcats and stuff, and then bam, they can barely sell them for like 80 grand right now, right? So they're losing 20, 30, 40, $50,000 that they basically gave all that equity to the dealer, that millionaire sitting around drinking pina coladas and laughing his way all the way to the bank because somebody had a FOMO moment. But yeah, I'm just gonna say, hey, listen, especially listen to videos by OC Motivator stuff. OC Motivator is very great at making videos where he try to go and break down this markup nonsense and how it's just detrimental to you and stuff, and how you should spend your money more wisely than throwing into a daggone dealer and stuff. So definitely make sure you guys, if you guys see these problems going on with dealers, make sure you let either me, TK OC Motivator know, and we will go out of our way to embarrass and shame that dealer. And like I said in the beginning of this video, we have way bigger channels than we first started, right? Like I wasn't even paying attention that, you know, I'm thinking 2024, I had about 27,000 subs. I was in like maybe like the 16, 17, 18,000 sub range when the whole story with the Soldier D170 came out, right? So I got a way bigger channel, and I know a lot of numbers of a lot of these people who own these dealership groups and stuff. So trust me when I tell you, let us know when stuff like this goes down. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Should you guys pay markers for the next generation of cars, or should you be, like I said, be patient, look around, and don't do the FOMO nonsense? Is it better go and give all these dealers all this equity up front, and you take the basically all the negative equity in the end when you try to get out of this car? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out the next generation 4 HEMI engine that's coming in the near future and stuff, you can watch this video right here. And until the next time, I'm out.